She went to go play with the broom that is hanging there, and then the dustpan and brush fell on the floor to her left, so around the corner there that you can't see, and it probably was 4 to 6 feet away from her.
Are you sleeping?
And then we had this reaction to it with a few screams. We're now down to okay, now we're not interested in it at all. I do not in any way wish to invade your space.
I don't
Got
mind.
it?
Yeah.
But get really clear on that.
Yes.
It's just we want to see when you get like 348 lipsticks.
Okay.
What do you do with them?
Okay, well, this is my room if you want to pan the entire
Can I,
room.
it's okay to pan? Okay, so here we go. So here we've got, you've probably seen this sometimes, but wouldn't you love that collection? Okay, so some lipsticks. Where are
Oh,
the...
look at this. This is Benji's inspiration board.
Oh gosh, oh my God, that has to be one of the best pictures of me ever. And I know when he took that.
That was at Ryla.
Yeah, and they used to put it up regularly to embarrass me. Okay, so this is pictures that people have done?
Yes, I have sent us some cards and...
Oh, that's a great place to keep them.
I love it. Yeah, I try to change it up every now and then.
That is so cute. Isn't that a great picture? I love that.
That's awesome.
Anybody we know?
That is
2014.
That is Mia.
Ah, isn't that wonderful? Okay, so then here okay, now then. Where are
There it is. Oh wait, so there are my shoes.
Oh my gosh.
Mostly heels and sandals. My summer shoes.
That was a great idea to do that with a cupboard.
Yeah.
And then we recognize this because I have something very similar.
Still organized, okay? Up until you look down here.
Oh yeah, down here it begins to look like my place
so
a bit
you're
more.
wondering where, like, the companies that send us stuff to review, a lot of it are in boxes here on the side.
Okay.
So I kind of, there's absolutely
I'm very disappointed
no
at this moment.
organization here.
I'm very disappointed.
Why?
Okay, everybody, so it's Sunday morning and Benji's cooking breakfast. What are we having today?
Well, we've got some of these chicken meatballs, and we also have a French-style omelet I will be making.
With
chives, tarragon, parsley, dried parsley, and some Irish cheddar cheese I'll be putting in the middle of it. I'm trying to cut these up.
Well, good morning, everybody. This is DearMamaSal, and it's Monday morning. And it's it was a frustrating night. 7 degrees, by the way, here in southern British Columbia. And for those of you who are interested, it would make it about 45 degrees just south of the border here in northern Washington State. It was a frustrating evening. I came home, as you know, full of excitement and everything else, and that was great, and lots of video that I could edit and play with, and lots of fun stuff to show you. And then, for some reason, my internet wouldn't cooperate. It was just like, okay, fine. And for those of you who might be watching this as the first video you've ever seen on DearMamaSal, I need to explain I'm doing a series this week called Joy and Pain. And the joy is because of the trip that I just did this weekend to visit Benji, Judy, Julianna, and the twins. And the pain is because a viewer particularly asked me to do some work on heartache. How do you mend a broken heart? And the reason I've linked the two together is because you can't have joy without some pain. And you can't have pain without some joy. And let me explain that. I can't remember whether I said it or somebody else said it. And I'm going to say this quote that way because sometimes I have some incredibly brilliant moments. But I'm got a feeling this, I just don't know who originally said it, and that is, it wouldn't hurt so much if you didn't care so much. So think about that when you think about stuff that hurts you. If you didn't care so much, it wouldn't hurt you so much. So therefore it makes sense that anything that has the ability to break your heart is something you deeply cared about. And therefore it must have brought you joy at some stage. I wonder if that makes any sense to anybody. So again, I'm going to start with the joy. I have so many joyful moments to think about, really. They include the fact that I actually got to sit with Judy's mom this weekend, and I've never had a chance to do that. I hope I didn't talk about this yesterday, but it's one of my joyful memories to be able to sit and just chat with her. And you know, the family has come in and out. The family has definitely had been so kind to me, you know, just various things when I was down for the first birthday party, and you know, they hadn't had an opportunity to meet me very much, but I think when I went down for the first birthday party, they got to sort of see who I was as opposed to this person that people talked about. And then definitely this visit, I could feel a real sense of love, and I think they sort of get who I am. And a lot of new viewers have written and gone, you know, are you Benji's mum? And I keep referring them back to the video which explains that I'm not. And so, but he calls me mum, and that's what confuses everybody. And he, just so that you know, we met about 10 years ago, and we just deeply connected as, I don't know how to explain that, but Benji adopted me as his second mum. And you know, that's one of the joys in life. You know, you can actually create your own extended family. You know, there isn't a law that says you can't. And it's not in any way disrespectful to your first family. It's just like, wow, I really like that person. I want to keep them in my life, because in Benji's case, he enjoys my counsel. In other words, he will discuss things with me, and I will challenge him on things, or I will talk to him when he is struggling, which is not very often, and then help him through the tough times. And even Judy, bless her heart, I can always remember Judy went through one particularly tough time, and I could not believe it, and to this day it still amazed me that Judy gave me a call, and she had a problem, and I just was so flattered that she would trust me to that level. So the joy and the pain. So I could not possibly have as much joy as I get out of Benji, Judy, and the girls. It also means that they have the ability to cause me great pain. So I think the two subjects are actually very well linked together. I have really such fond memories of my time there. It felt so much longer than 2 days. It felt like I'd been down there for a week. And as I said probably yesterday, probably because I didn't have to worry about anything else except being a guest. And I didn't feel like a guest, I felt like part of the family, which is wonderful. And so, you know, I didn't have to worry about, have I planted the plants ready for my brother's visit, or have I cleaned the house sufficiently, or, you know what I mean? None of that stuff came into play because I was vacation. And I don't get to do that very much. So it was a real treat for me. So when I came home and my internet didn't work and I couldn't upload everything that I wanted to upload in a hurry, it was painful. And yesterday we talked about the first thing about loss is denial. Yeah, I don't believe that's happening, and I can assure you I did a bit of that yesterday. Oh, excuse me. That's something caught. And I haven't got my coffee. Anyway, so the first thing I did is, oh no, I can't believe that my internet's down. You know that feeling? So it's a sense of loss. And the loss that you feel, I need to explain to you, is the same anytime you have a loss of anything. And we tried to talk about that a bit yesterday. It's just a matter of degrees as to how much it rips your heart out. So the anger I felt about the fact, first of all, I felt that I can't believe the internet's not working. And then you sort of do bits of, have you noticed, self-blame stuff, you know, like, what did I do wrong? Have any of you done that? Yeah, what have I done wrong? The reason this is not working must be my fault, which 9 times out of 10 it is, when you're talking internet. And so what I did was I felt the anger, and that's the bit I want to talk about today. I felt the anger of it. And, you know, you sort of, how dare they, was the blame bit, and then, how dare they mess up my internet? It was working fine when I left, you know. Let's be honest, my bitch from hell came out. Yeah, the thoughts I was having were not polite. There was not a lot of joy in my thinking. The words got pretty short and not very polite. What can I say? Anyway, so then I thought, okay, now if I phone the provider, my internet provider, you know, one of two things is going to happen. But one thing's for sure, they're going to make me unplug everything, wait so many seconds, and then plug them back in again in certain order. They're going to blame it on the router, you know. And so what I did was, I mean, I've had internet problems enough in my time to know exactly the order in which they're going to tell me to do stuff. And I did it, and I rebooted 16 times, well, not 16, but 2 or 3 times I rebooted, still no internet. And then something really peculiar happened, which was that I made the call. I put the call in and they told me there was a 90-minute wait. Yeah, right. So I left word that they could call me back and carried on trying to fix it myself. And then something made me turn on my phone, my cell phone, and swipe me. Talk about anger. My cell phone could pick up. My cell phone was picking up Wi-Fi from my own Wi-Fi. Like, hello? How come a stupid little phone can pick up Wi-Fi and my fancy computer can't? So was I angry? Absolutely. And I wasn't sure who to be angry at, but I was angry. And then suddenly out of nowhere it worked. Round about the time, you know this one, right? Round about the time that the 90 minutes was up and they called me back. So then you've got to go through the, oh, thank you so much for calling me back. Actually, I just fixed the problem scenario, which makes you look like a right dweeb, doesn't it? And so what I said was, wait, while I've got you on the phone, tell me how this was possible in case I do it again. You see, I'm a great believer in when I do these things and it accidentally works, I want to know what I did accidentally. And you know, these nerds, for want of a better word, these nerds know, right? To them it's not an accident, they know exactly what you did. So, well, they think they do. So what they said to me was that, I didn't know that when you disconnect your laptop, which I did to take it down to Benji and Judy's, your modem doesn't know you've gone. So it has no reason to feel sad, which is good to hear. I'd hate to think of my modem being sad while I'm gone. But anyway, it doesn't know you're gone. So then you come back from your trip and you plug in all your stuff and your computer says, okay, modem, here I am. And it goes, no, you're not. I don't know who you are, but you're not Sal. Because I've got Sal's already plugged in. Now that made sense to me. So what they did, after some chatting, what they did is they gave me, have you heard of an IP address, right? It's like a important person address is what I like to call it. It's not what it stands for, but I like to think it's an important person address. And the IP address, we all have one. It's the place to which the signal goes, right? And it's like, okay, I know she lives at this IP address, so this is where I'm going to beam my signal. And so he said, what he'd do is give me a second one in my modem. So if I went away and my first IP address was very attached to me and decided to stay attached even though I'd gone, bless its heart, I really do like the idea of that. Then when I came back and I said, hello, it's me, it would go, oh, yes, you can join in on the second line that we've got. It's like a telephone line, right? So you can come in on the second IP address. I thought that was very creative. I like that. So what about anger in terms of joy and in terms of loss? How do you mend a broken heart? You have to understand that it's quite normal for you, as I said yesterday, to be in denial at the beginning and go, I don't believe it's going to happen, that's just to happen, or I can't believe he would do this to me, or I can't believe she would do this to me, or I can't believe an earthquake happened and took away my house, you know, whatever it is. But then it's perfectly normal to be angry. Of course you're going to be angry. And you just need somebody to be angry at. And sometimes it's God. And sometimes it's the person who caused you the pain. And sometimes it's at yourself. Or, you know, the worm that just happened to slither by you that time, which you, yeah. Whatever. You are going to get angry. And that is okay. It is quite normal. And I think about the loss and anger. I think about some of the comments because Benji and Judy got a bit snippy with each other. Well, hello? When you have a loss of that much sleep, I mean, you know those poor kids are not getting what you might call any sleep. They are up morning, noon, and night with those twins. And you know how cranky you are if you only have one night's interrupted sleep. They've been doing it for 6 solid weeks. And so this is about, do they get angry? Of course they get angry. Doesn't mean that they hate each other. It is a natural response to the loss. of sleep? Or what about, you know, it's just like, it is just part of life. And what happens is that when you mature a bit, and in my case a lot, when you mature a bit, you will realize that this is just the circle of life. It's not that you hate everybody, or anger means that I don't love you anymore. It's about, hello, I'm a bit frustrated right now. I'm a bit very frustrated right now. And you're the closest thing I can take it out on. And I really have to tell you that some people take it out on humans, take their anger out on humans. In other words, people they love around them, because the nearest person is normally the one that they expel that anger on. Or some people take it in throwing things. And that's an interesting way. I think it was the way that my parents were taught to get rid of their anger in some way. That generation, because you don't see that a lot anymore, where people throw things in anger. But I can remember that a lot growing up. And whatever your anger is about, the most dangerous way to deal with it, in my view, obviously, is to hurt another person. Or yourself. It is to do physical harm to anything or anybody. You know, putting your fist through a wall doesn't actually make you feel any better. It just makes you look like somebody who lost control and now needs to pay the bills to fix the damage. And so it's okay and quite healthy to be angry, but the warning is, keep your anger under control. Now, to my mind, that for a lot of my life I felt a lot of anger, and I tried to keep it under control, but didn't talk to anybody about it. I didn't have anybody I could vent to that I trusted, because so many people had let me down in my life. And so what I did is I kept it all in. And I wouldn't show that I was that angry, because then they'd have power. I wonder if this makes any sense to any of you. Anyway, so I used to keep it bottled up. And the next thing is I'd be in depression. And I'm a great believer that that's what depression is. It's anger turned inwards. And what you do then is you actually start beating up on yourself, and you start stuffing all that emotion down instead of doing something healthy with it. And so I really recommend, if you're going through a tough time and you're going through heartache, it's a really good idea to have people you can talk to. And if you don't, that's what Dear Mama Sal Network is all about. We do 4 broadcasts a week, just so that people can talk about their stuff, their anger, their joy, their disappointments, their fears. You know, it's a place where it's okay to do that. It's quite safe. And we always welcome people to come. And if any of you going, gosh, I think I need to do that, then check the links on the notes below here, and we've got all the links to where we do the broadcast and the times. So anger is like part of the system, if you like. So if you're going through heartache, if somebody has broken your heart and you feel anger, know that that's part of the process. And you're angry because your little dream just got shut away from you. Do you know what I mean? It's like somebody burst the bubble your little fantasy of, and they lived happily ever after, or whatever it is. In my case, I'm going to be angry, and I have been to some degree, over the fact that how could anybody give poor Bina, you know, spinal problems to the degree that he has, and then also give him this paralysis that clicks in on his backhand every now and then, and it's getting progressively worse. I mean, that's not fair. What did that poor dog ever do to deserve that, right? That's how I feel. You know, he really ended up in the pound. He didn't deserve, you know, to also go through that. And so you can have your heart torn out by many, many emotions. And as I said at the beginning, each of these reactions that we have to a loss is a key to how do you mend a broken heart. Because if you want to fix anger, then find things to be joyful for. In other words, understand it's okay to be angry, but then say to yourself, all right, what can I do today to make me feel happier? Right? What can I do today, even if it's for a minute? What can I do to get rid of some of this anger? Who can I talk to that will maybe make me, give me, you know, really listen to what I'm so angry about, but maybe has a mentality that will help me smile or make me laugh. And it's not that you want to have a pity party. Don't think of it that way. You have a situation going on. You have a situational anger. It may not be that you are angry a lot in your life, but at the moment you are feeling the pain of loss. And your life has been, life as you knew it has been interrupted. Joy as you knew it has been changed. And therefore, it's okay. It's okay. What you're feeling is quite normal. Now you're going to say, Sal, how long am I going to feel like this? I have no idea. You see, that can last for as little or as long as you need it to. And that's an interesting thing. You can stay angry for the rest of your life. Some people I know have. Because whatever this pain is hurts so much that they could never find it in their power to take the next steps that we'll talk about during the rest of the week. They just got stuck in anger. And they became pretty bitter people. And others worked through the anger by talking about it a lot and understanding that it's okay. And then did everything within their power to change the level of anger, and so they could move away from that. Okay, seriously. I've got a bozo in front of me, of course. Just my judgment. Might not be the truth. As in when you weave around the middle of the road, when there's room for two people to be traveling along that road, and then decide to turn left, but you're doing it from the middle of the road, believe me, you are a bozo, and this is the word according to Sal. You know, I mean, forgive me on this one, but really. So, when we talk about joy and pain, do you understand that they're part of the same thing. If you don't want pain, then you also don't want joy. And if you've felt great joy, then it's only natural that you will feel great pain if you lose it. But it doesn't mean that's the end of joy. You can work your way back to joy. I had a new viewer contact me this week, and she thanked me for what we're doing with Dear Mama Sal. I think it's Terry. Hi Terry, if it's you, I think it is. Anyway, and she was saying that, you know, she's had a major shift in her life. Major shift. And she's really been enjoying some of the Dear Mama Sal stuff. But what I hear, she also knows that she took the step to create some pain for herself, and she did it for a good reason. She had been in so much pain, she decided, let me change my life. Do you know what I mean? She had been in so much emotional pain that it was time to make a major change in her life. And that takes a lot of courage. And it takes a lot of self-awareness, and now you've got nobody left to blame. That sucks. I know that one too. All right, we'll continue on this one tomorrow. This is Dear Mama Sal saying, understand anger a bit better. Bye for now.